yo, listen. Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'ma need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting. What this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now, cause I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. No. Hey, yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Bob. It's crazy right now. Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh. What about all these lawsuits though, Pop? Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry and shit. Pop, Justin said, what should he do about his whip though? Man, the f*** is you talking about? You don't see this shit I'm dealing with right now? I know, Bob. I told him to do that. Hey, yo, check this out. Tell his light-skinned ass to go make a club appearance or something. Motherfucker, make some money. You 30 years old and shit. Pay your own fucking car. Hey, I told him drop some music. I'm about to drop a new track this week. Everybody gonna want to hear what my sound like. Man, we not doing that shit. Y'all need to stay quiet. I could rap though. We got attention right now. Man, just do what the I told you to do. And don't forget about the list. Make sure that shit is fucking signed. Alright.
Let's dive into the BCC leak that's stirring up all this drama. Reports say that a phone call, supposedly made by Diddy while he was in prison, got intercepted and leaked to the media. This call, which was meant to be a private chat with Oprah, has set off a storm of rumors. Until now, details about Diddy's time behind bars were kept under wraps. But this leak is revealing way more than anyone anticipated. It seems the conversation didn't just touch on legal issues. It also hinted at some of Hollywood's biggest secrets.
Something this major happens when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
We arrested a former employee of who was working at Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls. She was arrested yesterday for several charges, including assault, indecent assault, as well as...
Gene Deal goes off on Oprah, Gayle King, and Diddy, celebrity friend.
So, what's the deal with Diddy being in prison? He's famous for his success in music, fashion, and business, but he's also had his fair share of controversies. For years, rumors about his involvement in major legal issues have stayed hidden, until now. Word is, Diddy's currently locked up on charges involving financial misconduct, fraud, and conspiracy. His legal team has worked hard to keep the specifics quiet, but this leaked phone call might be the one thing that finally brings everything to light. Looks like the story behind his imprisonment is starting to unfold.
How it can empower you and your ideas and where you're going and who you want to become, and not be stuck in just thinking that you're all of that. You know, and you're not, because once you stop playing ball, really not that many people care.
Right.
So you got to make it work for you, and that's what social media should be doing for everybody, is making it work for you, as opposed to, again, the reverse.
So you also wrote Teens Can Make It Happen, 9 Steps to Success. How does the concept of identity differ for this younger demographic?
Well, that's a great question. Again, I go back to how we learn. I'm trying to get a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old young person to understand they have 80 years left. And if they could take those 80 years and learn how to apply everything to what they love and what they're passionate about, what's meaningful in their life, that they really have an opportunity to improve. I mean, you're going to really be successful if you're a better person today than you were yesterday, and you just keep growing, and you're learning, and you're a lifelong learner, and you're a reader. You keep reading all the time, and you're focusing on setting goals, and you understand the process of success and how it works, and you're focusing on what you love. And you tie that to business, and you tie that to social media, you tie that to all those things that will empower you based on what's possible for you, and you have access to a global marketplace. And everything you learn from now on, you can begin to organize it through a cognitive ability to be able to download content that's relevant to your talents, to your skills, and to your passion. If I can get you to understand that at 10 or 11, man, that's a pretty good process for building and designing your own future.
Yeah, I mean, changing the trajectory of someone's life at that age, I mean, you can't put a price on that. I mean, it's like you said, it changes them forever and can benefit them greatly.
Yeah, and the process works, especially for, some athletes who are young. They start at 6, 5, and 4, and they learn the process of how it works.
Yeah.
And by the time they get 11 or 12, they're like killing them.
Yeah.
And that's when so it's the same process for me as trying to get young people to understand their empowerment at an early age.
So similar question to sports, these young people now, I mean, I couldn't imagine kind of growing up with social media the way it is now back when I was a kid or a teen. Kind of similar question that we did for the athletes. How do these young people deal with social media when they can't necessarily start a business or use it for work?
Well, I think they have to. It's tough. It's a very difficult thing when you're dealing with social media and you don't know what it does, or the purpose of it, or how it affects you, and the algorithms are set up and designed to hook you, and all of that. So I think you just have to. Boy, hopefully you have good parents who understand, how to monitor some of that. But again, it is a valuable tool because it has so much information. Again, I go back to not everybody's going to get this, but making sure you understand who you are so you can apply the information to your development and create something that you can control as opposed to it controlling you. And so that's an awareness process. That's raising people's consciousness about that, which we're trying to do in schools. And in students we do. I mean, we have a program in Mississippi that we're working on, and man, those young people they're in STEM programs, and they're smart. And boy, to be able to eliminate all the labels that they have to deal with, I mean, through this process of identity and understanding who you are, it's just really so rewarding to see the light bulb go off and not be defined by their parents and not be defined by their circumstances, which can be very difficult for them sometimes.
Yeah, and that kind of answers the second question as well about, how do you educate parents and educators in order to help children, think more about identity first? Well,
you have to have curriculum, and so you have to have the books and the content, the materials, and everything else. And then we set it up as a train-the-trainer program.
So there is, there are projects in there that you're doing, and
it's the execution of this work that you spend a lot of time on. How do you actually get it into a system that you can deliver to these schools and organizations, anywhere.
So another great sports kind of reference right here: move without the ball, put your skills and your magic to work for you. The title itself, Move Without the Ball, it signifies being proactive when, the spotlight isn't necessarily on you. Can you share a personal anecdote where you felt you were without the ball and in life, and how you positioned yourself strategically in order to get out of it?
Well, I think when you stop playing, you're, first of all, as a ball player, you're used to people cheering you all the time, and you're spoiled and all of that. And so, man, move without the ball for me it's going into the service, man, and having to clean latrines and, with a toothbrush and all of that. And really getting down and dirty around what life is could be, and what life was at that particular time. So that was Move Without the Ball for me. Move Without the Ball for me was learning business. Move Without the Ball for me was traveling around, seeing the world. And then the beautiful thing about Move Without the Ball is that you know how to move with the ball, but you also know how to move without the ball. And that really has been my life, is learning how to move without the ball. And that without people, clapping and yelling for you because you're making some baskets, but to be able to be good on the court, but also off the court, you're just as good. So that's my hope and dream. I think that's where Kobe was going, He's trying to be just as good off the court as he was on the court in different fields, because he wasn't playing anymore before his unfortunate mishap. So I think that's the key for athletes, because the athletes have it. They have the ability to be able to do that. They can process, they're smart, and all that. I don't know if they have the information a lot of times, but certainly they have the wherewithal to make it happen.
And then what's kind of one of the most important ways athletes can maintain a sense of self and maintain a strong identity, while society might only view them through one lens?
Being able to take control of their own development. I would say be a reader, be a learner, try to focus on what you're going to do, not while you're playing, but what you're going to do after you stop playing. Have some game plan. So not just have a game plan for being on the court, being on the field, but have some game plan for when it all ends, which is really the key. So you can leverage, there's a word called leverage. You're leveraging the opportunities that you have while you're playing, So to me, that's very important and critical.
You're probably asking, why is Oprah involved in all of this? The leaked call reveals that Oprah and Diddy have been in touch behind the scenes, possibly talking about the scandal and how to manage the fallout. Oprah, as you know, has always been a major force in the media and entertainment world. Could she have been advising Diddy on how to handle his current troubles? Or is there something more going on between these two industry giants? The content of the call has left many with more questions than answers, and it's only adding to the mystery.
And like I said, this brother either got some tape, some dirt on them. I remember Diddy said something about, hey, if y'all really, for the ones who really rock with me, he was saying, really, really rock with me. I think what he said by that is, for the ones who really know what I be doing, and know that you were there to witness it, and I know what you did too. It's crazy, man. Because like I said, where is everybody at? All the people that was at these parties, where y'all at now? Back on the Art of Dialogue channel. I'll leave in the description. We ain't gonna waste no more time, man. Shout out to all the good humans. Let's jump right into it. Let's see what he got to say.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's crazy, man. But why haven't any of Diddy's friends spoke up for him?
My man, listen here. All those ones who made it to the Diddy party,
yeah,
to the after party, and to the hotel lobby.
After the party is the after party.
They not gonna ruin their brand.
Speak on it.
They not gonna say nothing. Man, I was watching the other day. Listen to me. They did that. They on Channel 2 News here in New York. Gayle King and Nate and that other guy, they were talking about. They showed the him beating Cassie, and they showed him the apology and the whole 9 yards. All they said is that we have commentary about that, but we got to go to a commercial. They never came back and said nothing about it. I was like, yo, damn. He still got power like that? Somebody still like him like that? Because he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew.
Yeah.
Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew.
And we know We know what Oprah said about Weinstein, you know, when all that stuff came out. So I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I know I've been covering a lot of these videos. I feel like that this is what's important right now, you know, because it's a lot of people who support a lot of these artists, these talk show hosts. I was doing it at one point, but it's when you find out information, man, you need to act on it. Whether it's not supporting them no more, I want to know everything I need to know. All right, because these people will have you fooled, man. They will have you fooled.
They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them.
Insiders who claim to know Hollywood's deepest secrets say the leaked audio reveals much more than just Diddy's legal issues. Some believe the conversation touches on the industry's hidden truths, big names, secret alliances, and even power moves that have influenced entertainment for years. In the call, Oprah appears to warn Diddy about the dangers of these hidden forces and the importance of staying quiet on certain matters. This has sparked speculation about whether Oprah is aware of, or possibly involved in, these secret dealings herself.
Allegedly a phone call from Diddy in prison, and wow.
What up? Yo, listen, do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza.
What does that mean? I mean, he's clearly talking in code. All the leftover pizza boxes, no idea what that means.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Damn.
Did Jay reach out yet? Nah.
Jay-Z?
Ghosting. This motherfucker doing. These tweeting out because I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. Hey, yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Bob. It's just crazy. Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh.
Dang. He's basically saying, we gonna have the last laugh. We're gonna start dropping names. We're gonna start dropping footage. I don't even know what that meant.
What about all these lawsuits though, Pop? Ain't none of them kids. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry shit. I'm about to drop a new track this week. Everybody gonna want to hear what my sound like. Man, we not doing that shit. Y'all need to stay quiet. Pop, I could rap though. We got attention right now. Man, just do the I told you to do. And don't forget about the list.
The list? Wait, the list? That's allegedly a leaked prison call. I mean, a lot of it sounds like it's in code, especially about the pizza boxes, yada yada yada, the recycling. I don't know. I have no words. You guys believe in this? Real, fake, AI? I mean, AI is so powerful now. Things are out of control with that, so who knows?
Now you're probably wondering what's really going on with Diddy. Well, hold onto your hats because the latest info will blow your mind. What if I told you this isn't just about Diddy? It's about a whole network of A-list celebrities caught in the mess. Let's break it down. Diddy was arrested during raids at his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Federal agents were everywhere, like something out of a Hollywood thriller. But this was no movie, it was real life. The rumors? They point to drug use and sex trafficking. I know, it sounds wild, but this is no joke. These are serious allegations that could keep Diddy behind bars for a long time.
I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here.
He ain't lying.
Get out of here with that.
That's what most of them are saying.
If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support them, because it would mess up their brand.
Yeah.
It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z, we the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff.
Yeah.
But you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward and say, I support him.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Nobody haven't came out to support him, man. Not one person outside of Stevie J.
Yeah, Stevie J.
Stevie don't count, bro.
Again, like, you know, I wonder what people are going to say once all this cools down. Whether it's him going to jail, him not going. I just wonder what people are going to say. Because, you know, I know Oprah had so many people on her show dealing with, like, I got to choose my words carefully, man. YouTube be, boy, they be. But when it's dealing with men and women, you know, y'all know what I'm trying to say. The DV, you'll figure it out. The domestic stuff. She's had so many people on her channel talk about, I mean, her show talk about that. So it's like, but you already know with Oprah, with the whole Maui situation going on, that she got a lot of backlash for that. It's just, my whole thing is like, saying nothing is almost worse. Cause like, it's not like you gotta say, oh, I need to wait to see. You don't need to wait. Everybody in the world done seen that video. And it just goes to show that, I mean, you could even go like Chris Brown, that situation with him and Rihanna. You know, people still got him featured in their song. Like, people will, they'll forgive, but they won't forget. But at the same time, it's like, what is the real punishment? You know, you take your just average person and they gonna be locked up, right? So it goes to show you that, you know, this dude is working with some powerful people who's probably keeping him out of jail to keep themselves out of jail. Yeah, but we already know how Oprah is. I'm glad this channel be talking about this stuff, man, because I feel like it's...
Imagine the kind of secrets that could be uncovered from his homes, computers, and phones. Now let's talk about how Hollywood is handling all this chaos. It's like a game of musical chairs, only instead of sitting down, everyone's scrambling to distance themselves from Diddy. Some of his old friends are acting like they've never even met him. You can bet they're sweating bullets, hoping their own dirty laundry doesn't get dragged into the spotlight.
Understatement when you hear the details of this case. What are your thoughts after hearing the indictment yesterday?
You know, good morning, Brian and Natalie. I got to tell you, my thoughts reading the 14-page indictment yesterday were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you're involved, you would get a call because they're going to want to know everything you want to know and may even want you to be a witness. I just think, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve. And the feds have said that this remains an open investigation. There could be more charges for Diddy. There could be more charges for other people involved. And usually the way this works is once they find out other people are involved or were witnesses, they bring them in and they sort of lean on them, and it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So this is going to be a slow developing case here because we're just getting started, and I don't see how this trial begins anytime before next year.
There are a lot of wild allegations in those documents that came out yesterday, including 1,000 bottles of baby oil. What surprised you the most about what you read yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, that, Brian, was definitely an alarming graph of the indictment when you read that when they raided, I believe it was the Miami home, where they found 1,000 bottles of, and they said that these were items that were used at the freak-offs. There were also large amounts of drugs, they said, cocaine, ketamine, Molly, GHB, the rape drug. So, they said that the house, according to the feds, that was stocked for these parties that were going on. And then to read their description of how Diddy, as they say, lured women into joining these parties. And they say that he would meet them or lure them, get to know them, and lure them in thinking they would think that there was going to be a romantic relationship with him. And then it would turn out that they would be at these freak-offs where they would be forced to have, or drugged and forced to have sex with male prostitutes that he was bringing in. And that's one of the counts that he's facing also, is the transportation of individuals for a purpose of prostitution. So really alarming allegations laid out in court. Diddy, of course, has pled not guilty to all of it. And then the real kicker for him at the end of the day was that the judge said you will be held without bail. And that means however long it takes for this trial to begin, he will be in a federal detention facility in Brooklyn, and not a very nice one. In fact, a fairly notorious one. So you got to figure it. He wants out of there, and he wants out.
This whole situation isn't just a small issue. It's like pulling a thread and watching an empire fall apart. People are speaking out, and what they're revealing isn't pretty. There are rumors about an underground network of shady dealings, with Diddy at the center. This scandal is hurting his empire, which includes Syro Vodka, Scene John Apparel, and Bad Boy Records. Sponsors are now questioning their contracts, wondering if they should bail before everything falls apart. But here's the twist. This isn't just about Diddy. It seems connected to other big names in Hollywood, people who've always appeared clean but might have some dark secrets. And that's where Oprah comes in.
This era right now, Charles, of men with power falling from grace in Hollywood. And when I think about Harvey Weinstein, that was an open secret in Hollywood for a very long time about what he was doing with victims. Was this also the case with P. Diddy, that the people kind of knew this was going on?
I will say this. There have always been whispers about his power and how he wielded that power. But I can't say I heard any whispers about these freak-offs, and it's really alarming. We were talking about it yesterday. One, these parties had a lot of individuals. In fact, the U.S. Attorney's Office says that the parties would sometimes go on for days. So there are a lot of individuals involved, and they say this has been going on for more than 10 years, and yet we didn't hear about that. So that means that all the people that were involved, according to the feds, were that he managed to keep them all quiet, that nobody would speak about it. And that does sort of speak to the kind of power he wielded and the fear that people had of him. We were also talking about the fact that the beating of Cassie, which was captured on the hotel surveillance video, that was 6 years ago. and
alleged when Combs
nobody knew about it. Nobody heard about it. Think about all the people that were at the hotel who may have known about it, people who saw the surveillance video and never spoke about it. And like you said, we're in an era where when things like that happen, people speak out about it. So the fact that no one did, and that it only took this, really Cassie's lawsuit before any of this started coming out, it does kind of speak to the power that he wielded, and that the fact that nobody wanted to cross him.
And Charles, what do you think happens next in this case? Members of Sean Combs' family have been ordered to give up their passports. He's currently in jail. What do you think happens from here?
Well, his attorneys, the first thing that's going to happen is today, his attorneys are going back into court. They have appealed the bail ruling. And like I said, I'm sure he wants out, and that's their first job right now is to get him out. They've offered a $50 million package for bail. That was rejected yesterday, but they're going to take another swing at it today. And then after that, what happens, look, he did surrender his passport to his lawyer. We should say the way his team put it out originally, they made it sound like he had turned it over to the authorities. He had turned over his passport back in April to his lawyer, as did his children and his mother. And their point was they wanted to make the case to the court that, look, we're cooperating here. He is not a flight risk. And they feel like the U.S. Attorney's Office undermined that by raiding his hotel on Monday night and arresting him when they say he was in New York because he was more than willing to surrender. In fact, the plan was for him to surrender on Tuesday, and then for some reason the feds decided to arrest him Monday night. Diddy's attorneys think they did that so that it would look like he wasn't cooperating, and then the judge would deny him bail, which, as it turns out, is what happened.
You're probably wondering, what's Oprah's role? Well, it's no coincidence that she's distancing herself right when Diddy's drama is exploding. Oprah has always been in the know about Hollywood's secrets. So, what does she know that the rest of us don't? It's not just Oprah. Other celebrities are going silent, canceling events, or disappearing. What does this mean for Diddy and his future in entertainment? It seems like everyone's scrambling to hide, but the stakes are much higher than just avoiding drama. Even if Diddy manages to beat the charges, his reputation may never recover. We could be witnessing the end of an empire.
Funny. I caught a little flack about saying something about the mayor. But you got to realize is that they've been watching the mayor since 2013, 2014. No. 7 years with this. Like 2014, bruh. They've been watching the mayor since 2014. So if they got the mayor under surveillance since 2014 and they running the case up on him, they let him do all that corruption, let him do all that shit when he was the Brooklyn borough president. Then they let him go get elected to mayor. This is our government, man. This is the federal government who's supposed to protect us. This is the federal government who's supposed to, make sure that our government is in line. So if you knew the man was doing, if you knew the Brooklyn borough president was doing corruption while he was a Brooklyn borough president, why would you allow him to go be the mayor of the largest metropolitan city in the world without giving the information to stop him from being mayor? Now he goes and he's doing the same that they got him for the same dealing with the Turkish government and the whole 9 yards and some other things. Now, we don't even know how Diddy got the key to the city, when in fact, he did a lot of destruction in the city. The 9 kids at City College that died. And speaking about the 9 kids at City College that died, bro. Somebody sent me this 2006 documentary he did. It was called Black and White. Sean Combs and stuff like that. Yo, I was there at City College. I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what went down. Puff got on this documentary and he said that he looked down and there was 9 bodies on the floor, and he tried to give each one of them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and he was the only one he turned around and looked, everybody was gone, and he was the only one trying to save the 9 people. I like, this man done lost his motherfucking rabbit-ass mind. When in fact, when this shit happened, he ran up out of there as quick as possible. When you look at those films and you look at those tapes, you don't see him down there. And you definitely don't see him like he just said in that tape. Y'all go watch that shit. He said that he felt the souls of 9 people in his mouth, because he was trying to resuscitate all 9 of them by himself. Something was wrong with that picture, bro. Something was wrong with that. But to get back to the mayor thing, man, is that if he was a part of that, how the f he get the key to the city? That's crazy to me. If he was in incidents and everything around the city that wasn't favorable, how he get key to the city? So now, yeah, now you gotta realize, if they had the mayor under investigation since 2014, Diddy was in investigation around 2011, 9 or 11, something like that. They say either 9 or 11. One of those people are responsible for the feds looking out after one, or either Diddy responsible, his interaction with the mayor, or the mayor interaction with Diddy may have caused the feds to be looking at both of them in some form or fashion. I don't know which one was first. Was it Diddy interaction with the mayor, or the mayor interaction with Diddy? Which one did the Fed have under surveillance first? And I think it was probably Diddy. They probably had him under, he said 2011. So they said the mayor stuff goes back to 2014. So it may have been Diddy. And this interaction with the mayor may have caused them to start start looking at the mayor in a certain way. And it was so many, listen, it was so many reports out there, brother. You got to realize, when people are getting awards, they hire an investigators agency to go investigate and find out any dirt, the good stuff and the bad stuff on that person. They try to find out the good stuff and the bad stuff on that person. And you gonna say nobody ever watched The Art of Dialogue? Nobody never watched Tisha Tales? None of them people never watched what's her name? The other young lady in Atlanta, Tasha K. Nobody never watched those programs that always had either people or somebody not speaking in Diddy's favor or bringing up information that he had done. They didn't know about Kim Porter, nose being broken, her arm being broken. They didn't know about the little girl Gina being kicked while she was pregnant, punched in the head, and they still give him the key to the city. Get out of here, man. They know about that stuff, bro. I don't know what he had on him or what they was trying to do by giving that dude the key to the city.
While Diddy's world is falling apart, another media mogul is moving ahead. Let me set the scene. Oprah Winfrey was recently photographed, and let's just say, it's got everyone talking. There's something off about the whole situation. Oprah was spotted at the airport, looking nervous, wearing sunglasses as if trying to blend in with the crowd. But let's be real, you can't hide that Oprah glow. She was rushing through security like she had a plane to catch, and it seemed like there's a lot she needs to explain.
following up. So like celebrities and celebrity culture, like I like to obviously know her and talk to her and watch her. Did she cross too many powerful people, right? Is the question that many are asking right now.
Did she talk about Epstein?
So Kylie Marissa Roth, famous TikToker, has been found dead with no cause of death given. She recently uploaded videos exposing Oprah and Diddy. The family is unsure about what caused her death. Last week, leading up to her passing, she was having issues with her account with over 700,000 followers being banned. So again, a lot of people are saying like, what's going on here? Very, very, very odd. And a lot of those people are asking, did this have something to do with the exposing of Diddy? She has a lot, based on our review of her channel, she has a lot of focus on the Diddy story, and for good reason. I mean, obviously, right? Like for good reason. There are cameras, hidden cameras found all over Diddy's house.
Yeah.
Like when the feds raided the house, you know, the house looked like this on the inside. They ripped up everything looking for electronics. You can see the footage of the feds carrying out electronics, computers, hard drives from the house. Surely Diddy recorded somebody who he shouldn't have in his freakout parties, right?
That's what we were saying.
Got either a politician or somebody famous, somebody who could like call in a federal raid like this. And that's what happened to this guy. Look at this. Look at the servers, the safes cracked open, and the electronics strewn about. That's what the feds were after here. So what are people who knew Diddy saying about all of this? Various rappers are saying, yeah, we knew what you were doing. You had a hard drive with all of these tapes on them, and you were trying to hide them, right? Check it out.
But he needed to build a spot over there in Bali for his boy Puffy. Cause Puffy I warn Keefy D to take his ass over there. There's no extradition laws over there. So I'm warning you now, Puffy. Take your ass over there. Reggie prediction. I know Puffy is smart enough, and he probably done already cleaned his houses. What? But sexual predators, what do they do? And we'd be like, damn, why? They treat their sex tapes like, yeah, remember that song, Me and My Girlfriend, that Pac did?
Why he sound like this?
What he was talking about? What was Pac talking about, y'all? And that, do y'all really know what he was talking about? For those of y'all know what he's talking about, he's talking about a gun, but
yeah,
sexual predators is what hold on to their tapes. And cops know that. So I wouldn't be surprised if some storages.
That is very, very true. Especially when you watch those movies and it's like a trophy. You see it has all these people names on them. But like I said, I'm leaning more towards, him having some type of evidence on some really, really, really big names, because they said everybody used to be at those parties. So it could be a combination of both, a combination.
Now you might be asking, how does Oprah fit into Diddy's drama? Well, the streets are buzzing that there's more to this story than we know. Let's rewind a bit. Oprah has always been the one asking the tough questions, but now people are starting to look to her for answers.
Or some of Puffy properties be getting raided real soon.
Well, isn't that interesting? Because lo and behold, just a few short weeks ago, we saw the government agents raiding Puffy's properties and seizing tapes, hard drives, computers, laptops, and various data centers from them, along with, of course, arresting his direct family members, or at the very least placing them under arrest by putting them in handcuffs, bringing them out of the house like this. So does this have anything to do with the death of this TikToker who has been exposing sort of this cover up here, right? You can see like in video after video after video, this expose about Diddy and what's actually happening. And some of these videos getting millions and millions of views. Did you get a little too close to the truth here? We're not exactly certain, but we do know what Jesse Waters was able to uncover about Diddy and about his freak out parties and what they were really about. This is why they're calling him the Jeffrey Epstein of the music industry. Have a listen.
Now, Diddy called these his freak out parties. In attendance were celebrities, politicians, athletes, international dignitaries like British royalty, Prince Harry, and music label executives. Lil Rod claimed some of the biggest names in the recording industry sponsored these parties with sex workers, drugs, and underage girls. The CEO of Universal Music, Lucian Grange, is named as a defendant. So is the former CEO of Motown Records, Ethiopia, Habert Mariam, and others. Lil Rod says hidden cameras were in every room of Diddy's homes. Lil Rod believes that Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Salacious tapes of Hollywood's biggest names, including record CEOs and politicians, doing drugs and cavorting with prostitutes and minors. The complaint argues that these freak-off parties were a business model. Young and up-and-coming talent attended and were promised career opportunities and access to music executives.
In exchange,
they were then plied with drugs and alcohol, filmed. Some were blackmailed. There was a quid pro quo, according to the complaint. Lil Rod said not only were these music executives sponsoring these parties, they were handing Diddy large sums of cash that he used to pay for the sex workers and drugs. Something tells me the IRS is going to be interested.
Yeah, man, I feel like there could be both as far as finding out what's going on with Epstein and still covering this Diddy stuff. But my whole thing is like, I mean, this video was uploaded 2 days ago, so I don't know if anything has came out about her. About the Kylie. So my whole thing is like, if there was some weird shadiness going on with her channel, her page, and I can guarantee you, almost every person that do YouTube or any type of videos have experienced some type of weirdness going on when you try to talk about the truth. It's like they don't want it out. But my whole thing is like, I don't know if her family, if they even will, if anybody will even say anything. But to me, that sounds pretty crazy. You know, that sounds pretty crazy. 36. I mean, you know, people pass away even younger than her. But when they say like no cause of death, like I said, I just don't know if it's released yet. But that is pretty crazy when, you know, like I'm covering people covering, but some people get all the evidence together and then they, or try, at least try to, and then they make their videos, you know. So my whole thing is like, it's very possible that something could have. Not saying it did, I'm just saying it's very possible. You know, so if it came out, that's something, but it just seems like nothing comes out, right? It seems like we never get all the truth. They just throw little, but we never get the full story. Just like I said with the Epstein thing, it's like it just went away. But hey, comment below. I like I said, I have the TikTok app. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 videos on there, but other than that, I don't even use it. So I never knew who she was, but rest in peace.
Lately, she's been quiet, canceling events left and right. In Hollywood, everyone's connected, and sometimes those connections come back to haunt you. It's possible Oprah's involvement in all of this goes deeper than we think.